Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru, and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about marketing strategy versus tactic, because so many people go off and they start doing their marketing and they are off action, activity, tactic after tactic, but they don't have a strategy. And in the end, it's strategy that determines activity. Always, 1,000,000% of the time. So if you don't have the strategy right, how do you know what you're really doing? How do you know what's the activity, the action, the tactic that you actually need to use to achieve the outcome that you want? But before we dive into that, as always, great to be with you. Get More Referrals Today podcast comes to you every single week to be able to help you grow your business, to be able to help you become more profitable, to be able to help you create a business that is fun and something that you truly love. So if it's the first time you're listening, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can find us on YouTube, Referral Marketing Guru. You can find us across your favorite podcast platform. Hit subscribe across any of the socials. Just search for Michael Griffiths. If you've got anything you'd like to ask from the episode, if you've got feedback, if there's something that you'd like to learn, just shoot us an email, support@michaelgriffiths.com.au, and more than happy to go through it in a future episode. So let's get into where I want to get into today, because I think it's really important. It's something which is easy to overlook. And it's easy to overlook because I won't go that we're impatient, but we sort of wanted everything that's going to happen yesterday. So therefore, it's easy to sell the tactic rather than the strategy. If you were to look across probably most ads, if you were to look across most things across your social platforms, it's people who are saying, I'm great at doing this particular tactic and I can teach you how to do it too. So we're bombarded with tactic after tactic after tactic. We actually think that that's the thing that's going to help us to be able to grow our business. And sure, a tactic is needed, and you've got to be able to implement the tactic. But is it actually the right tactic? And for a lot of people, that's where they spend so much time, effort, money, energy, pretty much hoping that something's going to work. And I've fallen into the trap myself. I know several years ago, and probably even up to 12 months ago, I'd watched these great people around me and people who I really respect, who've got great businesses, and they're doing so much on, for example, Facebook ads. And I never ran Facebook ads. It's not my way. We do things through strategic partnerships. We do things through referrals. We do things through networks. And that's always been my way. So when I see people who do that, I go dabble in it. And nothing ever happens. And probably because I'm not real good at knowing what I'm doing there. Maybe it's a bit of copy. Maybe it's I just don't understand the process. And I hear people go, I'm getting leads for $72. I'm like, I'm not even interested in that. I can get leads for nothing. Okay, so I'm not getting the 500 that you're getting this week, but really what's happening with them? Because we sort of are bringing on the same amount of clients. And that's when I've sort of just got to take a breath and go, what's actually your strategy? Stick to your core strategy. Because if it's bringing you the end result, then your core strategy is working. If it's not bringing you the end result, obviously your strategy needs to change. But that is where it has to start. So let's build this out to how I would think about here. Obviously, in the end, you have this end outcome. And this end outcome should be something around how many clients do you want to bring on in the month? And I think that's a better way to look at it than how much money to bring in. Because you can change money without bringing on a single client. You can reduce overheads. That changes how much money is going to be there and changes your profitability. You can streamline things. You can systemize things. You can cut out various softwares or expenses. So there's lots of ways to be able to change money at the end of a month. So if you ask yourself the question, how many clients am I wanting to bring on? And what we do with our guys in Partnership Club, well, it goes from how many clients do I want this year? Divide that by 4, so you've got roughly what you need to bring on each quarter. And now you've got a much smaller number. So you might go, I'd love to bring on 10 clients for the quarter. Okay, so in that 90-day period, you're roughly needing to bring on 3-4 clients. So knowing that, that's what dictates then the strategy. Because bringing on 3-4 clients isn't very hard to do. But it's not hard to do when you have a strategy to follow. So a tactic, for example, might be to go and post on social media. It might be go and attend networking events. And the tactics are useful in the bigger picture of the actual strategy. And the strategy comes from not only what's the tactic I need to use, what happens when people come around me? How am I nurturing? How am I bringing them forward? How am I showing them the ability that I have to be able to help them? So the strategy should be not only how do I bring somebody in, how do I then nurture them, how do I then show them that I have the ability to be able to help them, and then how do I deliver to them? It's so much bigger than just simply throwing a tactic out there. So when you think about your business right now, do you know where you want it to go? Do you know numbers? Do you know what you're aiming for? If your job is to bring in 8 clients, how many people do you need to speak to bring in 8 clients for the month? How many people do you need to be nurturing? Now, I'm not all about numbers. We're so much more than numbers. It's got so much to do with relationships. But in the end, numbers certainly do help you to understand some key metrics, which then can help determine the actions and the activities you should be doing. So by understanding your numbers, you then sort of understand what needs to happen next. A tactic might be to go and get on people's podcasts or speak at people's summits and etc. The strategy part of that goes, what sorts of podcasts, summits, expos do I need to be searching for? Who has the exact sorts of people that I want to be talking to? See, so it's so much deeper in our thinking, and it doesn't just encompass the, let's go and do that thing. It encompasses the where, who, how, what happens after I'm there, and it becomes a lot more. So let me run through a simple strategy that we put in place all the time with people. And it could be as simple as show how good you are before asking them to be part of your service. It comes from a really simple philosophy in retail of try before you buy. And there's a big one out right now for a mattress. Sleep on the mattress for 100 days. And if you love it, great. It's yours to buy. If you don't love it, great, return it. So you get to try, so you get to show, it gets to prove to you that it's the right mattress for you, takes away all risk whatsoever, before you have to go and spend anywhere from $5,000 up to $15,000 for the mattress. Okay? So show before you ask them to buy. So let's build that strategy out. You have a way of bringing people in. It might be through posting on social media, going to networking events. It might be running various events yourselves. Okay? But it might be through ads. You have a way to bring people in. That's the first part. Then you need a way to be able to deepen your relationships and nurture those people. And then you invite them for whatever trial it happens to be. For some people, it's a trial. For some people, it's a demonstration. For some people, but you're going to be able to show and prove what you have works. And then at the end of that period, they either love it and want to continue, or they don't. See, we've built out a strategy. Now it's about going to each of those segments to be able to fulfill the strategy. You can see how the thinking becomes deeper. Because if all you're ever doing is running a tactic, you're missing many parts of the pieces of the puzzle. And it's why most tactics are great until they're not great. Okay? Facebook ads was great until all of a sudden they started becoming more expensive. All of a sudden, everyone started using them. All of a sudden, everyone started to get sick of seeing ads in their news feeds. So if that was the only way as a tactic to be able to bring in new leads, right now you're finding it harder than ever before, and soon it won't work. And that's the thing with most tactics. They're great in the moment, but eventually they're probably going to die out. It's probably why we love human marketing, relationships, strategic partnerships, networks, because in the end, as long as there's humans, I get that we're moving more and more to AI and bots and all the rest of it. But as long as there's humans, it's going to work. And in my lifetime, I think we're still going to have humans in control of most things. So think about, what does your strategy look like right now overall for your business? And that has to be determined to whether you're in a growing phase, a maintaining phase, being able to get a better quality of client. Maybe you get to have less clients but charge more to be able to do certain things. So you've got to understand what's actually the outcome you want for your business to then dictate your numbers, to then dictate the strategy, which then can dictate the tactics. So in essence, your tactics are at the end. And they're only dictated by having a really clear strategy to what it is you want to do. And you can't create your strategy until you understand the outcomes that you really want to achieve in the next 5 years, 3 years, 12 months. And you can break it down from there. Hopefully that's super helpful. Reach out if you've got any questions. If you're watching this across any of your socials, leave a comment below. We'll always get back to you. And as I said, hit that subscribe button. Every week, we're going to bring you things on how to be able to grow your business, make it truly a business that you love and more profitable than ever before. Look forward to catching you again next week. Till next time, guys, keep making the impact and keep serving the people, because you're changing lives. I'll talk to you soon.